Okay, period two. We are working with letters in perspective. Now, if you were in my first period class, we've already done letters, except we're doing them a little bit different in this period. We're doing them in 2D block letters. So, here's what we're going to be doing. First of all, we're going to be drawing these block letters, such as we're going to start doing the letter H. Okay, so I'm going to use, you're going to draw a horizon line in the middle of your sheet of paper, like right here. You're going to grab your ruler, draw a horizon line right here in the middle, and two vanishing points. I would say put a quarter of an inch away from the vertical margins. The T is already drawn for us, so we don't have to worry, except we're going to shade it later on. I'm going to use the light source here. Okay, so my letter H. I am going to do the back side of the block letter here. I'm not going to go too much. I don't want you guys copying me. I want you guys to design your own letters in your own style, but this is how you use the vanishing points. Okay. So now I am going to I'm going to jump the gun and do the cut here. I should slice. That's why I don't like using this ruler sometimes, because I can't see too well with it. Not happy with that. Let's do that slice here. That works much better. Okay, now let's do this right here. So how to do an H? Well, H's are not really that tricky. S is going to be tough. I'll tell you that. So, and here we go. Then about here, I'm going to slice that. That's why I prefer using a blank sheet of paper sometimes, because I don't have to see the printed stuff from... Okay, so now I am going to do the top two, so I can see my block, what I'm working with. So it's like, this is what sculptors do too. They sketch out on paper first. They look at the stone they have, or the wood block, or stone. Could be marble, could be granite, and they try to figure out how am I going to make a sculpture. A sculpture is all around. You see the sculpture 360 degrees, whereas relief is more like on the side of a wall. So I got my squares here. Now here's how I do my H. So I started my H like this, a block. So now I am going to start chiseling away like a sculpture would say. Do my one bar here. This guy probably would go down here this way. Then go up to the second one. I would have measured it too, which I've done so many of these throughout the years that I already kind of figure out. Sorry, guys. I already do the measurements in my head. So let's do this side too. Man, God, that's what happens when you work real quick. Here we go. So now I'm going to have to go back to this. So I'm going to put my, let's say, my H should go here. So using that, and I don't have to worry about the other side. It will do it for me. Okay. There's a lot of drawing is precision. A lot of it is precision. So now I'm going to do the cut here. And I already know these are parallel to each other. There we go. Whoops. No, nope, 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 nope. Big boo-boo here. There we go. And coming back to the... Ooh, it barely goes here. And then coming back to this. Now, I have a lot of what we call lines that need to be going away, which I'm doing right now. So I'm going to retrace my H again. I'm going to use a different pencil. Notice the tip. It's not very... It's going to give me a much contour line. Grabbing this eraser. Let me erase that before I erase more. I want it to look like the H. Get rid of those. Don't want to use too much. There we go. There we go. So now Let's keep this right here. I might have to use the other pencil. So I'm going to use the fine line here. It just helps me out a bit more. I don't like that. So now let's get rid of that. There you go. There's my H. Do you guys see that? Okay, there's the H. The S. Okay, S. I'm going to set it up for you guys. And you guys can, I'm going to let you guys do the S by yourselves. So, first of all, I am going to do the blocks. Okay, that kind of works. That kind of works. And remember, the S, think of Harry Potter. Think of Slytherin. It's like a snake, okay? And that's a reason probably why in the English language the letter S for snake is the first one. It has that curvature, that sinister feel to that. Put that here. Okay. The thing is, we're working with geometric shapes. And an S is, without a doubt, unequivocally an organic shape. So, making my boxes here. I'll tell you why. My second box. And we were doing boxes first period. And I'll tell you why we're doing the box right now. Okay, coming back to this vanishing point. And if you're watching the video, please replay this as many times as possible because the S is really tough. That's why I'm doing the S right now with you guys. Okay, so put that here, put that there, bring this right here too. It's going to overlap. I know why. It's the reason the S, when we start doing the curves, will overlap. So now, you see we have these two boxes, which I did. You see the, notice that? So this is going to be the curvature of our S. Look at how the S is. That's that shape. So now I'm going to do a circle here and a circle here. So right now my S is going to go this way. It's going to go right here. I'm going to use that flat line. Whoops. And we're not done using. So this is going to curve. That's going to curve. Now it's going to curve down here. It's going to curve down here. It's going to curve like this. Oh, Lord. There you go. And it's going to curve up here. Do you see your S coming out? I hope you do. Whoops. I should have done this a little bit higher. There we go. And there's your S. I'm not fully done with this. If you have a different method of doing it, oh, please go for it. So there's your S. You guys see that? Okay. So there's the S for you guys. You see it again. So I did the two boxes and I flipped it over. Now, the letter N. Let's go with J. J is very tricky. Not really, but it is. It's very, also, it's the most, I'm getting the most difficult ones out of the way. So I'm going to do the top of my J. I'm going to go with the classic capital J. You see this one right now? I'm going to be doing the top surface. So I'm doing another box. And we used to do a lot of this in illustration when I was in the 90s. We would do it, believe it or not, we would do it by hand. And then we would give it to the computer guy, and he would have to scan it and then clean up. Uh, most artists now do it digitally. Okay. But they have to learn how to do it, what you guys are doing right now, the old fashioned way, so they know how to work the tools. And they will not let you into that class in college unless you've taken, whoops, sorry about this shake up. You've taken that course. So now I'm going to do a little quick run. I know my J goes this way. Notice I'm using that line. So this means my box should have gone a little bit more. And notice this is a big no-no. I am doing it without a ruler, but I'm going to use the ruler to clean that up. So about here, my J should go. Okay, so this means using this line again from that vanishing point, I hope. And from that vanishing point as well. Put that line there. I should be using the other pencil, not that line yet. And since this is going this way, let me line it up, which should be doing it with. There we go. So now I have my J here. The J should go this way. Okay. This curves a bit downward. And again, let's do our cut from that adjacent vanishing point. And there we go. Follow that sketch. There we go. Not done with this yet. So I am going to have a line go here. Another one go about. Okay. So now I go up here for my block letter. Drawing is a lot of sketch, erase. There we go. Hopefully this is a good eraser up here because I am happy. Oh, yes, it is. I'm not happy with the top lines here, so I'm going to come through here again. Sketch that down there. Move that one a little bit upward. There we go. Then move this. It's going to go over the writing, but I'm okay with that. And there's my J. You guys see that? Okay, so letter N. Same thing. I am going to draw a box to make the letter N. Okay, it's all about boxes now, except when you get the letter O and S, there's organic shapes. Organic is anything that is curvy. Okay, cylinders are a mix of organic and geometric, but we put them in the organic. A cube is definitely geometric. A cone, well, a cone is definitely, I don't know, I would say it's geometric. Some people would say it has a little bit a mix of both. I'm trying to figure out if I have enough room here for the N. We could do the N on this side too. But I think I'm going to go with this. I don't know why, but I really do want to go with this. So there's my vanishing point, my other vanishing point here. Bring this over here. We can actually, this is a cheater's way too. Move that line, make sure it's lined up. Move that line, make that lined up. Did it work? Yes, it did. Okay. So there's my box. for the letter N. I'm going to do the box already. Do you guys see that? And I'm going to do the box for letter E. And then we'll get back to them. We'll go. So let's pretend they're stones. Okay, just like sculptors. Okay, let's pretend they're stones. Let's pretend they're stones. Okay, so let's get rid of the boxes first. Make the boxes. See what I've done here, guys? Okay, so now coming to this. Okay, that'll work nicely. Bring this back to this vanishing point. I need more. I'm going to make my box for the letter E a little bit bigger. There we go. And do you see that, guys? Whoops, not fully done with the box. So we're going to think like sculptors, and we're sketching our sculpture, which is going to be a letter. So I got these two granite or marble blocks, and I need to make a letter N for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure it first. So I'm going to say about here and here. The letter N goes this way. So I kind of sketched the soft. So there it goes that. So I'm going to do the legs first. Keep that there. I know where it is when I need it. So now I'm going to go this way. I am going to measure this here. Bring this parallel. Okay. And the reason I'm doing it diagonal, if I was a sculptor, is because maybe I need to put the piece right here on site. And it needs that sunlight. It needs to have that fine edge I want. And I'm not done with this yet. So now to do the top block, I go back to the vanishing point here. Bring this up here, go back to this vanishing point here. And bring it down to here. There we go. There's my letter N. Do you guys see that? Now I go in with my little eraser. And I need to get a new pencil because the good eraser on this little one's going, oops, that's the dirty one. That's another one I don't need. Ah, there it is. See what happens? Okay, so now I start erasing these lines. There's my letter N. Using this, I will trace this, connect this, and make sure the lines look like they belong to each other. There we go. Not done yet. And just notice I'm not done with this. The bottom here. There we go. And bring this together. So it looks like I've already been sculpting. Drawing my picture. And bring this down here. Whoops. And down here. Guess that. I'm going to leave that nice line. Whoops. Okay, so I might just use that side for shadow now. Definitely it's going to have to be used, and it's actually in the right direction. Whoops. And there we go. So you see that? Got your letter as here. Okay, the letter E. E is going to be, I might have to use the long one. So what I'm going to do, using this vanishing point here, I'm going to do where I think my cut for the letter E should be down here. So I might just have to put that one a little bit upper. I don't like it here. It should go a little bit. There we go. It's going to be erased anyway, so we're good. Let me use the other pencil. Keep that one in handy. Vanishing point. So I'm going to go this way. This is going to be the center. Think of it as a cone. Okay. That's the top of the E. So that means if that is, the line's going to have to cut here to make it look like an E. Probably here, and probably here. So now, see what I've done using this vanishing point. I use this like I used for the N and the J to bring everything over here. So now, I want to use a transparent one. Makes it easier for me. My cut's going to go, I'm going to go to the other opposite vanishing point. This one, same thing, back to the vanishing point. And I hope you can see the E's coming to life. Michelangelo thought there was always something living. He's the sculptor who also, the guy who had, unfortunately, didn't want to paint the Sistine Chapel, but he had no choice. He had to do it. He was doing the tomb for the Pope in the Vatican, and then they told him, no, you're going to have to paint the Sistine Chapel. And although he was trained to paint, he considered himself a sculptor first. So let's go back to this right now. Bring this. Okay. If you heard me in first period, if you were in first period doing the boxes, now you know how this works. This builds on top. So right now I got the letter E. So you also need to remind you guys, you need to turn in your attendance sheets and for the week. Make sure you use the old Google. And we're going to talk about shading right now. So let's start shading our letters. I kind of pre-started. I'm having problems with the letter S in this spot, as you can tell. But you want to start shading like we left with the letter E. Okay, use cross-hatching. So I'm using a lot of cross-hatching here. Let me put this down so you guys can see. So this is how this should look like, okay? So I went up to the key here, start darkening this side. This side's going to be darker. Make sure, I'm going to make this side lighter, but, whoops. A couple spots were left unintended there. And I might just make this side darker. There we go. I see the contrast here. With J, the light's coming from this direction. This side of the J is a little bit lighter, but then back here it gets darker. Same thing here. I want to have that contrast. So I'm going to bring this up. Might do this a little bit darker, but I have to blend it in. Okay. Letter N, same thing. Back here, we want to block it, but we want to also not too much. Also, you want the line to follow through. There you go. See that? Okay. And that's basically what we need to do. You're farther away from the light, so this side should be a little bit darker. But you want to, if you have one side, oh, you know what? I'm not happy with the bottoms here. So I just want to make these a little bit lighter. There you go. And blend that in. So there you go. So that's the letter S. We're running short on time. I have to upload the video. And hopefully, you get your block letters done by 3 o'clock today. Okay?